Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick is warning Texans about what he calls a counterfeit speaker scenario. That's where a Republican is elected to lead the Texas House with Democrat backing. This is Wednesday, January 8th, 2025.
Texas Scorecard presents the day's first news for the Lone Star State. The Texas Minute, with your host, Michael Quinn Sullivan.
We're running full steam into Wednesday. Thanks for spending part of it here with the Texas Minute. In order to bring in more money, some school districts are trying to count ghost students. For your wallet, this is as scary as it sounds. More on that coming up. Outgoing President Joe Biden announced Monday that he would ban oil and gas drilling in the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Yesterday, President-elect Donald Trump condemned Biden's action and said he would reverse it. Biden's action closed more than 625 million acres of the ocean under the authority of the 1953 Outer Continental Shelf Lands Act. The move was seen as a way to block the incoming administration's emphasis on domestic energy production. Mr. Trump said he would reverse the Biden action on the first day of his administration, even if it had to be challenged in court. Harris County's sole Republican commissioner is Tom Ramsey. He's announced a new campaign called Wasted Potential. In it, he's drawing attention to how much taxpayer money is being spent on new programs and departments created by the Democrat supermajority. The commissioners recently raised taxes by more than 15% on Harris County residents, but after considering the increase in property appraisals, an analysis found that the average Harris County homeowner saw a 25% increase in just the county portion of their property taxes last year. Some Texas school districts are advocating for a new system of funding based on student enrollment, but public policy experts say the process would force taxpayers to pay for ghost students. A ghost student is defined as someone who appears on a school's roster but is moved to another district or dropped out. Districts like Arlington ISD want to raise their per-student funding by basing it on enrollment rather than attendance. A new paper from the Texas Public Policy Foundation warns that the scheme would force taxpayers to pay billions for students who aren't actually in the classroom, and in the case of those students who have moved, tax dollars would be paying twice to educate the same child. According to the Texas Education Agency, the gap between statewide district enrollment and average daily attendance is about 475,000 students. With the current base allotment, this would increase spending by nearly $3 billion on students who aren't present in school. The Texas Minute will be right back.
Ever wonder where the money from the Texas Lottery really goes? Spoiler alert. The lion's share isn't going to education. In fact, the lottery only funds about 2 or 3 days of public education every year. In Season 9 of Exposed, we break down how lawmakers sold the lottery to Texas voters, how the system was stacked against low-income players from day one. From rigged lottery jackpots to corporate scandals, the Texas Lottery's past is full of corruption, a trend that continues today. Tune in to Exposed, Gateway Drug, and uncover the truth about what's really happening behind the scenes.
Exposed, Season 9, available now, wherever you get your podcasts.
Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick has issued a strongly worded statement ahead of the speaker election, urging Republicans to support the party's caucus nominee. More importantly, perhaps, Patrick rejects what he called a counterfeit speaker scenario, where a Republican is elected with Democrat backing. Last month, State Representative David Cook of Mansfield won the Republican nomination for Speaker. Despite this, State Representative Dustin Burrows of Lubbock and a small faction of Republicans are attempting to form a coalition with Democrats to seize the gavel. Patrick said Cook was nominated, quote, fair and square by the House GOP caucus, with 57 Republicans pledging their support to his candidacy. He said voters deserve better results. At an event in Central Texas yesterday, Ken Paxton criticized Burrows for violating the GOP caucus rules that Burrows himself crafted. He said Republican lawmakers will only be able to deliver on conservative reforms if they unify around the GOP caucus nominee for Speaker. The vote for Speaker will happen when the legislative session kicks off on Tuesday, January 14th. You can find the details of all the stories mentioned today and keep up with the latest news by visiting TexasScorecard.com. This edition of the Texas Minute was produced by Nick Shepard and based on the original reporting of Valerie Munoz, Charles Blaine, and Brandon Waltons. I look forward to seeing you out around the Lone Star State. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to the first news of the day for the Lone Star State. This has been the Texas Minute with your host, Michael Quinn Sullivan.